Namaste investors, welcome to Simply Stocks. The June quarter has just ended. Now companies will soon start announcing their Q1 results. These results or any quarterly results for that matter, 2, 3, 4 are important for making investment decisions, whether to invest more, make an exit or just hold on. So in today's video, I'll be sharing 4 good businesses from my personal watch list that I am closely tracking in the hope of strong results. And before we start the video, as a standard disclaimer, this video is not a buy or sell recommendation on any of these stocks. Do keep this in mind. With that said, let's get started. The first business we are going to study is a microcap company. Its name is Texel Industries and its market cap is currently less than 180 crore rupees. It is also a stock in Ashish Kacholia's portfolio. He holds about an 8% stake in it. The company raised funding in October and Ashish Kacholia invested in that round. Let's talk about the business now. So Texel makes eco-friendly geomembranes, geotextiles, crop covers, etc. Their products are used in agriculture, nurseries, greenhouses, animal husbandry, reservoirs, landfills, and so on. And since the focus on eco-friendly products and methods is growing these days, it is a very good trigger for Texel. They have 2 plants in Kheda and Santej of Gujarat. With both of them combined, they have a production capacity of almost 24,000 metric tons of sheets. Now, their business has recently picked up speed. If you look at a screener, you will notice that earlier quarters had low growth. In the June quarter, sales had fallen 3% year on year. In September, they grew 12%. In December, it was 20% growth. And in March, YOY sales growth rate jumped straight to 60%. So you can see how fast the business is picking up momentum. That's why I've been slowly building my position in the company. I started with 0.5% allocation and after the March quarter results, I increased it to 1%. It is such a small business, so I'm in no hurry to go heavy. I want to grow my allocation with the business gradually. Now I am waiting for their June quarter results, which should come by late July or early September. If they can maintain this 60% growth, then that would be great. I don't even want it to go up to 80% from 60%. Even 60% for the full year would make me very happy. And you will see the business is also now profitable. They earned 3.5 CR profit in March quarter. Now look, screener will show you a PE of 30-35. That is because it is including the earlier 3 quarters or the months from April to December where profits were almost nothing. But we can clearly see that the business is getting better with every passing quarter. So if we assume that Texel earns at least 3.5 crore profit in every quarter this year, just like it did in Q4 FY25, then the estimated annual profit comes to around 14 crore rupees. And the company's new PE, which we also call the 1 year forward PE, comes out to just 12. Here I will say to you, instead of the company, focus more on how simple the logic used here is. It is a straightforward business and the way I explained the analysis, you must have understood it easily. That's why I always say you have to keep things simple and look at business that you can actually understand yourself. Now the second stock I want to discuss with you is PN Gadgil Jewelers or PNG Jewelers. PNG is also a jewelry retailer just like Titan and Malabar, and it is in the business of selling jewelry. Currently, it is a regional player with 53 jewelry stores in Maharashtra and Goa. But now they are expanding into UP and Bihar as well. Now, the reason behind tracking Gadgil is that Akshaya Tritiya falls in Q1. This year, the Muhurat was on April 30th. Akshaya Tritiya is considered an auspicious day to buy gold. So June is sort of a starting quarter that gives us a glimpse into how the business might perform for the entire year. Personally, I am currently a bit more bullish on Gadgil compared to other stocks. This one is very undervalued right now in the jewelry space. Their FY25 results have been very good and they have also given very strong guidance for this year, that is FY26. As you can see here on my screen, their FY25, meaning the full year sales, grew 26% over the last year and profits increased by 41%, reaching more than 200 crore rupees or 218 crore rupees to be precise. Their full year net profit margin was 2.8%. Now, if you remember that government reduced the customs duty on gold this year, basically a sort of import tax. Because of this, all jewelry companies had to take some inventory losses. For this year, the company is guiding a net profit margin of around 3.2%. Now, see, what has happened in PNG is that they have shut down their B2B gold business. They are now fully focused on their jewelry store business. So, because this B2B business was present until FY24 but not in FY25, the base year, that is FY24, has a larger base. That's why the 26% sales growth may look lower. But if you look only at their retail jewelry store business. That segment has grown by 50% in just 1 year. Now coming to valuation, like I mentioned, PN Gadgil currently has 53 stores. This year, they plan to open 22 to 25 new stores, aiming to increase their total store count by 42% to 75 stores. In addition to that, they are targeting 30% sales growth. Therefore, their estimated FY26 revenue comes to around 10,000 crore rupees. On that, management has guided for a 3.2% net profit margin. Based on that, they can do a bottom line of 320 crore rupees this year. So currently, PNG trades at a PE of 38, but its 1 year forward PE comes to around 26. PNG's valuation looks quite attractive. It is from a very good sector. Now, what we need to track every quarter is that whether the management is able to properly execute on these plans or not. Now, you must have noticed that in terms of valuation and business model, both PNG and Texel are very simple businesses. But still, I keep repeating the same thing again and again, that you need to keep tracking the results. I am a long-term investor myself, but the business still has to be monitored. And there is a very simple logic behind it. You will only hold any company for the long term only if it keeps delivering strong results every quarter, every year. So whatever companies you have in your portfolio, you will have to check their June quarter results when they come out. But it takes a lot of time to study all their results. And most retail investors don't even get to know when and which company is announcing its results. So that's why we have created a personal WhatsApp community for serious investors where we closely track more than 150 good quality stocks. We cover their business models, valuation, risk factors, how their results have been, everything in detail. Here, I also share my portfolio and I am there for you to clear all your doubts on one-to-one level. But yes, we do not give any buy-sell calls on any stock. We are not SEBI registered. My job, as I see it, is to only provide you with correct and complete information on the stocks. So if you are interested, then you can send me a WhatsApp message on this number. Otherwise, we have also given a link in the description. You can message us using that link. And remember, this is a paid community with a monthly fee of just 850 rupees per month. Meaning, for just 850 rupees, you are getting to know about so many good quality stocks. And yes, there are two plans, 6,000 rupees for 6 months and 10,000 rupees for a full year. In the 6-month plan, your per month cost will be 1,000 rupees, and in the annual plan, your per month cost will be just 850 rupees. So if you are interested, you can contact us using the link below and you can join this community. Now let's come back to our stocks. The third business I'm quite optimistic about is Nuvama Wealth Management. It has been a part of my portfolio since the last 1 year. Let's understand the business and its results together. Then I will share my personal views on Nuvama with you. So Nuvama offers various services related to stock market, wealth management, investments, and so on. It has 4 business segments: wealth management, asset services, and capital markets. Their wealth management business grew by 20% in FY25, that is last year. In their wealth management business, they provide investment and portfolio management services to HNIs and ultra HNIs. The second big segment is their capital markets business, where they help companies to raise funds and bring IPOs. This business grew by 59% for the full year. In Q4, growth was lower at 16% due to the market correction. So as you know, after the market corrected, IPOs stopped coming. But now, since the market is recovering, this segment will be back into the focus. After this, the most interesting development at Nuvama is their asset services business. This business has doubled in just 1 year. Asset services includes their custodian business. Here, Nuvama safely holds funds for FIIs and DIIs and handles all their transactions. Apart from that, Nuvama also manages fund accounting and it charges a fee for all this. So this business has seen really strong growth this year. Next is their asset management business, a smaller segment which includes their mutual funds and investment funds. This has also seen 17 to 20% growth. So overall, sales grew by 41% in FY25 and operating net profit grew 65%. Full year PAT growth was 41% and ROE increased from 24% to impressive 31.5%. And in the same direction, you will see Nuvama has rallied 65% in the last 1 year. And if we see, it is now trading at an all-time high. Now, I know some people will come to fight in the comments and they will argue about this, that the business is already trading at an all-time high. It is risky. It has no value left. But I'm not interested in that debate, honestly, because by that logic, you see, Titan and Bajaj Finance would have never become long-term multi-baggers. They should have stopped at their all-time highs, like, long back. I only care about the valuation. Nuvama currently trades at a PE of 30. Firstly, for a 40% growth business, a PE of 30 is very good. Secondly, if you check even a year ago, Nuvama was trading at a similar PE of 28. So nothing major has changed, you see. All I care about is whether the growth continues in the business or not. And that is why I have to track the results. I believe the stock will take care of itself. Now let's talk about the sector a bit. This business might be new to some of you. So in India, stock market and wealth management segments are growing very rapidly. In fact, if you see, FII inflows have grown at a CAGR of 24% in the last 5 years. Hedge funds and PMS assets under custody have grown at 50% CAGR. Besides that, the number of millionaires and billionaires in India is rising quickly. So the wealth management market is expected to triple in the next 5 years, and the alternative investment market, meaning all investments outside the stock market, that market is expected to become 5x over the next 10 years. So yes, this is a very fast growing sector and you should also keep this business on your radar. The fourth and final stock that I'm going to discuss with you today and that I'm closely tracking is Sky Gold and Diamonds. Sky Gold is a B2B jewelry company. It has been part of my portfolio for the last 2 years. Its performance has been quite good. So accordingly, my portfolio allocation to it has also increased significantly. That's why I also have to monitor it very closely. Sky Gold designs and manufactures jewelry for other jewelry retailers in the market. As you can see here, almost all well-known jewelry companies are their clients like Kalyan, Malabar, Joy Alucas, PNG, which we just discussed, and even CaratLane, which is a brand of Titan. Sky Gold posted very good results in FY25 and I still believe the company has a lot of potential. Their sales doubled in 1 year to more than 3,500 crore rupees and their net profit grew by 227%, or you can say it became 3x to 133 crore. The net profit margin was quite healthy, 3.7%. Their long-term goal is to increase this margin from 3.7% to 4.5%. They also plan to expand their manufacturing capacity from current 1 ton jewelry per month to 4.5 tons per month. This will drive strong sales growth in the long run. In addition, over the next 2 years, they aim to grow sales to 7,600 crore rupees, which translates into 46% CAGR sales growth. And at 4.5% net profit margin, their FY27 estimated profit comes to about 340 crore rupees. If Sky Gold is able to achieve this, it would mean a massive 60% annualized profit growth for the company. So even though based on last year's profit, Sky Gold is trading at a PE of 35, but if we look at 2-year forward PE, it comes out to just 13. That is a very good valuation. And recently, due to promoter stake sale, the stock corrected, so I have bought more. And if the upcoming results are good, I'll continue to accumulate Sky Gold. Now, some of you may have your opinions on the promoter stake sale, so you can have your view on that. My opinion is that if a promoter sells a bit of a stake and takes some cash out of the business, it is not a sin. That money could be for anything, maybe to buy a house, maybe for funding capital for another business, or just to diversify a little. As long as there are no issues in the business, I personally have no problem with promoter stake sales. Now, if you like this video or if you learned something new from it, make sure to give me a thumbs up. It takes a lot of time and effort to create these long YouTube videos. With your support, we will keep bringing you such high research every week for free. Also, you can subscribe to our channel Simply Stocks. This way, you will easily get updates on all our latest videos. See you in the next video. Happy investing.